Click that button.
Button is depressed. It is depressing.
And giveaway is open, man.
You know, now you're just getting pushy. All right, on set. Zoom Room video sponsored by the BMC.
All right. Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB, Radio Free Britannia. Coming to you live from Deltona, Florida, 6 years plus and still running. Who'd have ever thought they'd last this long? Lunch with no other than the dynamic duo themselves, Laz and Jack.
Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret something so you don't have to do anything other than question your own personal life choices and ours, because Lily decided to join me right during the intro.
It's the Lunch with Lily show. That's what it is.
Yeah.
They don't tune in for us. They tune in to say hi to Lily every day.
and Tyrion meowing somewhere.
Murder kitty ho.
Yeah, and I don't think the kitties like the fact that I had to change their litter because the delivery people substituted it.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. It's like, fuck.
That sucks. Yeah. Pissed off kitties.
And I did order the Litter Robot 3. So let's see if that thing works.
Oh, you're wasting your money.
Hey, man, the less time I spend cleaning litter boxes,
yeah, well, I've had them, and you're wasting your money. Teach your cats to go outside. It's a lot cheaper and a lot easier. I know Lily doesn't go outside. Yeah, I know. She don't go out.
And if she does, she goes outside, eats some grass, then comes right back inside. And
pukes and then comes back inside.
No, she does that inside. I mean, she has to eat the grass, then puke inside.
Yeah, thank you, Mom. Exactly. It doesn't always close properly, allowing it to all be stinking up the house and all that stuff. It's better just to get it
Well,
on the regular.
I used to actually have the litter box that like washed itself like 20 minutes, and so it washed the litter and everything. Um,
I
but
don't see that as being conceivable, but
what it is, it is.
what did it do? Like have a mister?
No, no, no. Like, so the granules inside were like plastic, and so
Ah, okay.
it had a cleansing solution that would do do everything, and then after that, like flush it. It would drain into the toilet, and after that, you would then uh, I mean, you would just have to make sure that the plastic granules were in there.
Ah, very cool.
Yeah. But the only problem with that, since it air dried or heat applied heat to the everything, there was occasionally times when it would like bake cat shit, and
Oh
that's
yeah, I bet.
horrific,
But
horrific smell. Yeah.
Falcon Jedi took off today just to watch us guys. Thank you very much.
Just talk about cat litter,
And there's
and
100 bits thanking me for the stuff he gave him for Extra Life. I was going to say,
yes,
I've been following your goals. Last I saw, you were just a few $100 away. What is your situation on Extra Life right now there, Vulcan Jedi? Because you're one of the few in Shroud who is still doing that kind of support for folks out there, and we do appreciate it when people are out there helping others. So,
why are you biting
uh,
me?
what is your goal at? And well, I know your goal is $1,000, but where are you?
Game day is November 6th, and he's going to be going for 20 hours.
20 hours, at least 20 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, years ago, I chimed in on a stream that Browncoat Jason was doing. He was doing a 24-hour marathon and having people come in like every hour to join him for an hour to help keep him awake. So, you may want to try and get some hosts in there to, help guest hosts to come chat with you and keep you awake for that duration. Unless you're a coffee fiend, then you have no problem staying up for 20 hours at a pop streaming. But thank you for taking the day off. He's got the Shroud flu today, or he's got the Laz and Jack flu.
It's all good. It's all good. So we do have some Shroud news for everybody. If
Red Dragon, what's up?
Do we want to go talk about Dr. Bob?
Yeah, because Red Dragon's question is actually about that. He says, "What's up, everyone? Did you discuss the clip of Chris saying he's tried to collaborate with the other games to increase the player base, but other games ignored him?" Actually, we haven't discussed that clip. I think we have that clip here, right?
I did post that yesterday at 2:30 in the afternoon.
I have to scroll back and load that one up just for shits and giggles. There it is. Let's open that up, and I'll hit pause real quick.
Okay.
And then we will get that over there where it belongs.
One of the things we're going to do just for
to play it.
Hang on, let me get over there. Come on. I hate when I drag it and it overshoots my other screen and goes back to where it belongs.
It's going to do something, man.
Yeah.
It's going to do something. Okay, we're clicking start or play in 3, 2, 1, play.
One of the things we're going to do just for other games that we work with or not work with in some cases is we're going to have some different landing pages. We're going to make a few different bundles that feel themed to that game. And then if a new player signs up through that game, they'll start with an extra bundle that will be something related to that game. We've got the tech there for it. I'm trying to get the other games to work with me so that they can send people here and even get kickbacks for players that they sign up through their links or whatever. But again, I haven't been getting much response from anybody.
Oops.
Haven't
I haven't
getting
gotten
much
any response from anybody. Yeah. Whoops. What you gonna do when they don't respond, man? What you gonna do?
And Stymie shouting out some mad props for Ravlox for helping get Merrick moved and settled the last few days. Yes, of course, thanks to all you folks who helped donate to get that moving fund for Merrick Dragon. And Treasure Pile says, yes, Ravlox did a lot of work helping getting him moved here to the Dallas area, where he's now got a whole bunch of Shroudies to help support the cause and keep him occupied. And he's got folks who'll be able to help him out with his shit and all that good stuff.
If you can hear on my side, Lily is not really happy at Tyrion right now, who's also on top of the desk. So I've got the growling, and I've got to watch Tyrion. As soon as Tyrion moves towards Lily, I have to make sure that also
keep your arms clear of the battlefield. Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
But Tyrion is like just rubbing his face on everything on my desk right now, which means he's probably going to just sit there and pop, push stuff off real soon.
We got the Tweetiverse up. Let's talk about some of those games he might be collaborating with.
So Undone has been a part-time member of the Shroud team for years while he works on his own game. Great news, his game Embers Adrift is doing a test this weekend. You do not have to buy the game to try it, but they'd appreciate the help.
No, you do have to buy the game to try it.
Doing a test this weekend? Well,
you do have to buy the game to try it.
Tyrion? Yeah, Tyrion decided to go with a different route. But if we go look at the Embers Adrift webpage, it is the same.
Strikingly similar to another web page. I gotta readjust the size of this here. Yeah. Strikingly similar to another web page that we know and love. Strikingly similar. I won't say the name of the other game that it looks strikingly similar to, but
no idea. Very, very, very similar. Probably the exact same WordPress theme being used with some slight color changes. But they do have the team with Dr. Bob as the technical director.
Thompson. That's right. I love how none of the team except for this one guy actually uses their own face. Actually, two guys. Sorry. Two guys actually use their own pictures. It's like, it'd be nice to know what your developers look like, because I know they don't look like that. I mean, just
one of them is wearing a mask and everything else while he's working on it, so he's ready to get on his motorcycle.
But let's go to the frequently asked questions section, because this just killed me.
Okay. What are you looking for in there?
The questions. Let's start with the first question, because the first question, I'd like the answer. I'd like the answer to the first question. That's what I would like.
Did this game used to be called something else? Yes. Embers Adrift is a new product that Stormhaven Studios transitioned to in order to allow us to utilize better game design principles and have the agility to adapt to an ever-changing market. One of our main goals with Embers Adrift is to be attentive to our community and their feedback. In this way, we can expand the product and the growth of the game according to the desires of our players.
So, did this game used to be called something else? Yes. What? Hello? So people know what? You don't tell anybody what the game used to be called. So, the people who, if they previously backed it, does my account transfer? Yeah, well, That's nice to know, but maybe I previously backed your game, but I don't remember what the name of it was, so I can't figure it out because you won't tell me in the original post of what the name originally was. Hello.
Or the second one. If I back the previous product, does my account transfer to Embers
Right.
Adrift?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
All previous pre-alpha and alpha purchases remain intact and have been transferred to Embers Adrift. Feel free to log on to the forums and rejoin the community. Yeah.
But again, if I previously backed you on the other name, you're not telling me what game that was. I know I didn't, but that's okay. You know,
it's all good, man. It's all good. We're not going through all these.
Well, Red Dragon. Well, actually, let's go to the PvP and Cash Shop ones. Come on, you got to answer these.
Is this a PvP game or PvE? It's a PvE game. There will not be a full PvP system. There may be duels and arenas for players who wish to test their skills against other players, but our game is not balanced for PvP. Is there a cash shop? Nope. You get to pay a subscription.
You came here to game, not shop. You came here to game, not shop. I like that answer.
Yeah.
And yes, you know, all the rest of this, you guys can go and click on that link if you want and check it out. But yeah, as Red Dragon says, what a scam, LOL. Now, you know, I don't know. I haven't tried it. But you know what? I'm not paying $50 for the brand new game from Amazon's New World. What makes you think I'm paying $50 for a game that I've never heard of? Well, you know, Shroud of the Avatar. I don't know who would do that. Yeah. With the what?
With an NDA.
With an NDA? What do you mean?
Things to know before you pre-order. There is an NDA in place.
Oh, I'm seeing that now as NDA.
Yeah.
But NDA just gives you something for
logging into the forum. So you must be registered in order to look at the NDA.
So you have to accept an NDA in order to get a pre-order to a game. That's like the most ridiculous thing I ever heard in my life.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, back to the Tweetiverse.
If
you want to risk $50 and support little Bobby Thompson and his crew, go on out, sign up for Embers Adrift.
And we're scrolling all the way up to 2 hours ago.
2 hours ago.
2 hours ago. It was a busy weekend and morning. Some changes going to QA soon.
Face bomb.
Eviction due to not paying rent has been extended to 60 days because there are no cash gold sinks.
Let's take out another gold sink while we're at it. Why don't we?
Why wait 60 days to evict someone for not paying rent?
Well, you know, COVID and all. COVID. They should extend that to like, what, 2 years, right? You know, because nobody should be allowed to be evicted during COVID, right?
Rewards program members will have a 48 deck slots available versus 24.
I still don't understand why people need more than a dozen of those slots, but you know.
And the button to show unwatered plants will activate for 60 seconds and doesn't need to be held down.
Yeah.
Followed by a question. As long-time rewards program members, I totally disagree with the 48 deck slots. That's too close to combat for comfort from Sean Butts. With Chris's response, but it's 100% convenience versus power. It is also very much a power gamer thing, as people who are using 10 plus decks are using many of those slots for purely visual dress up sets.
Okay, so if they're using 10 of 24, that still gives them 14 slots for combat. 14. They don't need another 24 on top of the 14 for combat.
It's a waste. I mean, it is a waste. I mean,
Yeah. Well, again, this you heard my comment earlier, and I'm going to repeat it on the air. This is one of them things to make your $9 sound like you're getting something, since everything is now available for sale on the Cash Shop, to appease those folks who are spending that $9 subscription to make your subscription seem like something. What I'd really like is my last 9 months worth of titles. That's what I would really like.
Hey, but 2 hours ago, Chris is likely spending my time tomorrow morning working on hooking up inky conversationalist variables and functions. I'm reading a few threads in the forums. Feel free to reply with additional or must-have items. No promises, but I'll get what I can done in my time box in the morning.
Yeah, now, first off, I can't say that I've seen any conversation in the last several weeks on inky conversationalists wanting some love. Otherwise, there might have been one. So I don't know what conversations he might be reading. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, we did one. That was, somebody's suggestion. But I mean, I'm reading a few comments, what are you reading? That one thread from several weeks ago? Finally, you getting around to reading the forums? I just don't get it. How about read the forums every day and address things like some of the topics we've got today? So I've got them in order, but if you want to go out of order, please feel free to pick whatever topic it is that you would like to get started with today. But if I may be so bold, would probably be my my choice for starters. That would just be
that's one where if you had someone in the executive producer role or a producer that would be responsible for developing your map of what people are working on, we would have a plan. Because plans and development go hand in hand.
You think?
Yes. And what?
That plans and development go hand in hand. Yeah. It's a scary thought.
I'm aware of that. So very aware of that. And then you could have that person also like setting priorities for development. It's like, what is a higher priority? Oh, low-hanging fruit.
Well, I don't consider low-hanging fruit to be priorities. Priorities should be stuff that is tough to fix, that needs to be fixing, but the low-hanging fruit is stuff you can knock out at any given time during, the low-hanging fruit questions. But for Tina, and for anybody else wondering, I'm going to throw this in here. I can't show it to you, so you're just going to have to, unless I forward you the whole email. But Tina had a problem with our hat that he ordered a couple weeks back.
Oh, yeah.
He got it back. And actually, I guess I could forward this to you.
What, the Amazon email?
The emails that I'm working with the
printer.
Go here. Yeah. I'm going to send it to your Gmail.
Now I got to go find my Gmail. Where is that tab? Where is that tab? Dun, 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 dun. Probably over here. There it is. There it is. Hi there. According to my team, yes, this should now be the updated embroidered graphic.
Yeah, we're gonna jump a little further down to show people what the new embroidered logo is going to look like, because they did some work on the logo. And that's going to be compared to the crappy logo that he got, which I'll go ahead and share that as well.
Holy, yeah, that is horrific, man.
No. This is horrific. Where is it?
The one at the picture at the very bottom.
Oh, in the hat? Yes, we can look at that. Yeah. That is horrific. Yes, absolutely. I was going to share that picture in Discord. That is terrible. So they have updated the art so that this is what it is now going to look like, which you can actually read "I love this shit" in runic, and it'll look really nice on that background. You can kind of read it. Well, I think the H is a little, iffy, but it is what it is. People will get it. But definitely a big difference from what the product that Tina actually got in the mail. So I know Tina's not watching right now, but yes, that is horrific embroidery from the original. That was just totally messed up. This is what the new. That is. It's like their art team has assured me that this is what it's going to look like on the hat from here on out. So the hats are now back in the store. I had to pull them until the artwork was updated, and I think they did a pretty decent job updating it. I gave them the original Photoshop stuff that I had, and they were able to go clean it up. So good work for the guys out at Streamlabs for being attentive to customer needs and wanting to fix the problem and getting the problem fixed for our customers out there. So I do appreciate their work. And Tina, you will be getting a hat eventually with the new artwork. Yes, once they get that into production, but that is going to be the new embroidery for all embroidered stuff. And of course, just to remind everybody, I guess I got to get out of here. You can go to nbnn.info/swag and check out all the swag that we've got in the shop. You can get all the different NBNN t-shirts, jerseys, hats, coffee mugs, flip-flops, pillows, masks, mice pads, fanny packs. Thready has even got herself a pair of these cool socks over here, and all sorts of other things. Phone cases, stickers, a dice bag if you want to have an NBNN dice bag to carry your dice around. And Thradia, those socks are going to come in real handy in that snow you guys got up there now. So, yeah, Cowboy Bill, y'all. When was the last time you actually saw somebody wearing a fanny pack, right? This conveniently comes with all 3 of the NBNN logos on it, so that you can sport them all at once. That's right.
Yep. All 3 of Thradia, that is cold. Just ask Laz. Is 65 degrees inside the house cold? Yes, it is.
Yes, absolutely.
It's freezing. I had to put on pants, Thradia.
You had to put a jacket on to go outside and smoke. I love this shit, I tell you what. Anyway, moving back along.
Okay. The Hartford. Okay, moving right along. Let's go to that perennial question of maps.
Well, yes. Talking about low-hanging fruit.
I mean, Umire Moon is like, why do some scenes have maps and others don't? I figured the game as old as this, all the maps would be there by now. Is it a render thing with my computer?
No, it is not, Umire.
Oakenhammer goes with, maps have a long and storied history. Originally, they were never intended to be a mini-map system, and instead players could use the in-game map items. These maps were stylized to give rough impression of what was in the scene and sometimes were intentionally incomplete. Early on, well, there's a few steps that Oakenhammer is skipping.
There were several variants of those in-game maps, including one that would actually follow your location around if you were actually had the map open.
After that, they did do several of those in-games maps, and we got in-game maps rewards and everything else. Then they decided to do the in-game map system, and they did it for a few maps. Now let's go back. Early on, a player developed a soda map system on an external website that was pretty heavily that was used pretty heavily by the player base. Eventually, the company Portnip purchased the system from the player and integrated it into the game. Unfortunately, there were some latency issues due to connecting to the external server, and there were some issues overlaying other data over the map, location, properties, etc. Now, that was after Portalarium did some fidgeting and playing around with server configs, thought they would be able to do everything extremely quickly, and then they just stopped and abandoned it.
Thought they could use an add-on to do this, that, the other thing, and import it from an add-on instead of just making it a plain old browser window that popped up like Jacob White did.
Yeah.
And some Unix to get it to run under Linux. Yeah. I mean, it was just a series of It was a Three Stooges event, to say the least.
Yes. Then after that, the decision was made to scrap the system and start fresh. The focus was on making sure all episode 2 scenes had maps and then go back to the episode 1 scenes. There is a backlog.
People playing episode 1 for free really don't need maps compared to the people who are paying to get access to episode 2, which is not complete yet, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and got Lovagix. I'm cold. That's why I'm wearing pants. I mean, this is like first time in other than leaving the house. That's the only reason
Lovagix is calling you a wuss. Is basically what he's saying. He's saying pants.
No, his heater's probably working.
He's got his wife in his lap. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay, yeah, that too.
Had a beer in his hand.
Yes. But the decision to scrap the maps. Remember, episode 2 was supposed to come out a year and a half ago.
18 months to 2 years between episodes.
And when was 18 months to 2 years?
About 2 years ago.
Yeah. So, oops. Yeah. Then after that, we do have Ravelox making that post. Hey, I'm going to get to some of the maps a little bit later. Sometime in quarter 93.
Sometime next year. Another year down the line.
Sometime next year, we'll start working on some maps.
Because they're not important to the game, no.
Nope. No one cares about maps whatsoever.
Yeah, boy, Bill, you ain't helping making it rain and thunder with that damn umbrella over here, buddy.
What?
No, he's playing with his umbrella back there.
Oh. Does that even do anything?
Supposedly, the more people who open their umbrellas, supposedly make it rain longer and harder, I thought.
Lads, remember the celestial system is supposed to impact the game and crafting and everything else, were those systems ever hooked up?
No.
No. So do you think the umbrella, and
Well,
lots of
yeah,
people
because
opening umbrellas,
he opens his umbrella and then it started raining. So yeah.
the game was already raining.
Oh, I didn't notice it until I
Yeah.
saw him open his umbrella. So
Yeah. I mean, it's been raining for a while. I mean, yeah.
Clockwork does it.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, the clockwork thingy does work for POTs, but not for NPC towns. Yep.
Anyway, moving right along. Now that we got that one out of the way.
Okay.
Want to talk about placing some Cobalt decorations on walls, or you want to go to the big topic? I think we might not have time for the big topic.
Let's talk about some Cobalt stuff if I can find that tab.
Because I love how the players have to tell the development team about stuff that already exists in the game. It just really kills me to hear stuff like that.
The decorative Cobalt Tesla rifle and decorative Cobalt cloud cannon. The inoperable Cobalt cloud cannon.
Well, no, there's the inoperable, and then there's the decorative. I don't know if you're up to speed on that. Yes.
It's been there for a while. Can only be placed on horizontal surfaces. It would be nice to be able to mount those on a vertical wall in the same way you can mount swords and other weapons.
Indeed.
Yes. Yeah, and then it's like, what are you talking about? Here's this. And Elgarian's like, they have some wonky dimensions, so I wasn't enabled to make this look good. You might notice they don't rest flat on the ground, but instead settle into a position that likely would be how it would rest based on all its little parts sticking out. I made a reminder to make mounting recipes for these so they could be put onto boards with brackets to hold them in place. Not sure when I'll get to it, though, on the list. And Alley-Oop's like, there's already a mounted version in the tavern in Eastmarch that you might want to steal.
Dun, dun, dun. Because if you searched your assets, you might have found it.
Yes.
Because I'm sure it's hard to search by cloud cannon, right? To find all your assets, right? Yeah.
No idea. No clue. No clue how a search works.
No, I've never done one before in my life.
Nope. Might also be cool if they were like shovels where you can stand them on end and they lean a bit so you could set them against the wall. Might account for their shape better.
Ooh. Yes, absolutely, Cora. Absolutely.
Yeah. Any thoughts on PC running with insufficient watts? Get a new power supply.
Yeah, first off, Crossfire Bug's Eye, you should never have a power supply less than the wattage that your motherboard, video card, and everything else is taking up. Should be at least equal to the wattage, but always suggested that you go over and way over in many people's opinions. I personally am running 1,000-watt power supply just because. I know I don't need it, but just because I can, I've got 1,000-watt power supply in my rig. My rig originally came with like some stupid 400-watt power supply, and I'm like, that ain't gonna be good for upgrades. Not even close. You haven't found a power supply? Geez, let me see. Amazon.com/PC power supply. Newegg.com PC power supply.
Yep.
You can get a $600 EVGA for 600 watt for $40, for crying out loud. You can get a 750 watt with a 2-year warranty from Amazon for $50. I mean, come on. 750 watts should be more than efficient for just about any PC out there. That's on Amazon for $50. Get it overnight.
Okay. Yep.
It has to fit the box. You do know that 99.5% of PC power supplies are universal fit, right? Unless you're trying to put them in like one of them small factor HP Dell systems, then of course you're screwed because the only power supply you can get is their power supply. And no, it does not have to fit in the box. Only if you want to close the box does the box have to fit in the box. You can hang a power supply outside. Yeah, it's a small Dell. Well, you shouldn't be using one of those for a gaming computer. That's just my 2 cents.
Well, if you're going to have to find a way to, yeah. It's a Dell.
And more likely than not, the Dell doesn't have your traditional ATX.
Well, that Dell likes to put the absolute bare minimum power supply in there. It's like, okay, this power supply is 253 watts.
And your computer takes up 252 watts.
Yeah. Yep.
Computer stop.
And I'm getting a work call. Hold on. Shit.
Work call. All right, but anyway, moving right along. Yeah, Cobalt Cannon apparently has those decorative options already out there. And Crossfire, again, if I were you, I would just be saving for a new PC. While PC prices are relatively, stable right now, the only thing that's crazy in the market is video cards. And I don't think you can have really a great video card in one of them small Dells, even in a small form factor, because they just really, they eat up way too much power. Saving, I'm 30K in debt. Well, what the heck? You go 32K in debt and spend 2K on a new computer. I know, easier said than done. I know. 30K in debt, that's not too bad considering where the rest of the country is, brother. You ain't doing too bad. But Umari wants to know, and of course he, I guess, hasn't been around a while. As wellness app, when I click on this, it says page not found. Is this promotion over with? Yes, and it wasn't just a promotion, it was an integrated app where you used to get all sorts of cool stuff like emotes and cloaks, and you could trade it in for raffles and other rewards that you could get for some time, and they went defunct probably almost 2 years ago now. So I didn't know you were in that situation. So sorry to hear that. I did not know you were on disability, which will screw you when you're on that fixed income. One replay can't. What's going on? Long time no see. Did you get notified via the Tweetiverse today? That why you're showing up? You got one of our tweets? I know you were probably in today's Tweetiverse. Well, Crossfire, if I were you, I know you stream, don't you? I would start a streaming promotion for, saving up for a new rig. People are really generous out there when it comes to things like that. When I first started streaming, I couldn't believe the amount of people who were donating everything from actual parts. No, I thought you did. Well, maybe you should start. It's a nice little passive income. Of course, yeah, with your rig, you probably can't handle all that either, right? Is that the... Sorry, buddy, don't mean to pick on you. Love you, man, you know that, but I just couldn't believe the amount of people that were saving up for rigs, and people would actually, can't handle it. And people would actually donate, just parts. I mean, they donate a $700 power supply. They donate a $200 camera. They donate $100. I mean, just And I said $700 power supply, didn't I? Graphics card, I meant. And I mean, I've seen people fund rigs in less than a month doing streams. So, yeah. You already run Shroud at 20 to 24 frames per second. Well, dude, on my $2,000+ rig, I'm lucky to get 24 frames per second sitting here in Owl's Head. So you're doing better than me on that old POS Dell. Let's see. Debug. How many frames a second am I getting here? I'm getting a whole 19, 20, 19, 21, 19, 23. So I'm getting from 19 to 23 frames per second sitting here in Owl's Head. So don't feel too bad, because I've got a 1660 Ti in here with 32 gigs of RAM and all the power I need, and it's still slow as anything when it comes to frame rate. So yeah. 24 frames per second is movie frames per second. I'm gonna have to disagree with that, Red Dragon. I thought that any video was at least, reasonably done. It was at least 30 frames per second, if not better. At 24 frames per second, you do notice slight little, variances. Now, most people, I had a guy who said he could see all sorts of the raster and the this and the that in his movies are filmed at 24 frames per second. I'll have to look that up. But back to the wellness app. Yes, the wellness app is long gone, and I just actually sold a whole bunch of. Where are they? I know they're in here in today's. They're in today's sales. Yeah. Yoga emotes and fitness emotes. And if you're looking for some of those emotes, I've got them, and I'll sell them to you not so cheap on my vendors. Go visit my vendors all over the place, and you'll be able to find some of those. Google says 24. Interesting. I would think that they had to do higher than that to get decent visuals. But okay. If the almighty Google says so, then I'll have to believe it, because everything you read on the internet is true, right? Okay, moving right along. We got that one knocked out. Let's get another topic here. That this one comes from Econdas, and Econdas is complaining that sheet music doesn't stack. And it's sheet music doesn't stack potentially as designed, since there is player created sheet music. Again, I think that if you are in this situation and you've created the same copy of sheet music, it should stack. But when you think about it, when you have paper, and I'm just going to use a paper towel here, when you put one piece on top of the other, really, I mean, it might stack, but it doesn't combine into one item. You just get a thicker and thicker and thicker stack, but yeah, this would be one of them item count savers across the board, because this gets ridiculous. Especially, Alley Oop says, correct, anything that can have individual data can't stack. whether it does have such data or not, which is not true, Alley-oop. Not true whether it has data or not. This is why when you buy a stack of 15 blank sheets of paper from a merchant, you find they've separated in your inventory upon completing the transaction. Correct. But when you buy it off the vendor has them all in one stack. So your statement that whether they have data or not makes them stack is not true. And we're going to take a little trip over to the library over here. Not the library. What is this? This is the bookstore. Many of you folks may not know that there's a bookstore here in Owl's Head.
What are you talking about?
Econ, this is sheet music doesn't stack. Books and maps in the bookstore. We're taking a little hike to the bookstore over here because Alley-oop says whether it has data or not, it doesn't stack. And I'm moving over here to prove that when you buy blank sheets of paper or blank books, a blank book comes in 1,000 stack, blank sheets of paper come in 1,000 stack, and they're in a single stack. So that I think that's bunkus that they can't stack, because if I buy these 1,000 blank books in one stack here, when I put them in my backpack after the transaction, then they become 1,000 individual books. And I think that's just garbage.
Here, hold on. I'm going to buy 3 blank books.
Yeah. I'm not buying any because I've got plenty of them. And I don't need blank books because I have printing presses.
For 3 blank books that it does not stack. I bought it as a stack. It did not stack.
Tina! You're going to want to go back in time and catch the earlier part of this broadcast where we were talking about you, buddy.
No, you won't. No, you don't. You don't ever want to watch us.
Well, he does, because he's going to want to know about his hat and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. That was awkward. I like how I've got I was clipping into the second floor for my camera angle.
Yeah, so telling us that the item, even without data, doesn't stack, unless there's some kind of magic that happens on vendors that doesn't happen on us, is ridiculous, because if it happens on a vendor, it can happen on a PC. So,
hey, man. Yep.
So what makes it different from having 1,000 blank sheets of paper and having 1,000 blank sheets of paper not stacking? What's the difference in the data point? I don't see a difference in the data point. I can understand once it's written to, I can understand that, but not when there's nothing written to it and it's a blank freaking piece of paper. I'm sorry. I don't see any argument there.
Nope.
Anyway. Yeah, anyway, moving right along. Let's see if we got another topic we can get to. Already did the Merits Wellness app. Let's get that out of there. Let's get that out of there. Let's talk about basements, because this guy, Arius, killing me on this one. Although I think that, he's got a point maybe on some of these.
Hold on. Do I even have that one open? I may not have the basement open. There you go. Basement's upgrading. There you go. It is open now. Okay.
Earlier Mars. Is that right? Earlier Mars? Thank you for the follow.
Our authors today actually states that write the books only in the game. I don't get that question when replay can't.
Yeah, please rephrase that one.
Yeah. By upgrading basements, I mean changing a basement bought from an NPC to the related one bought from the Kodo store. Village wood and plaster in 2-story basement with the village wood and plaster 5-story basement Since all it does is adding 3 identical stories to the basement, it should be possible if the coordinates remains the same for the first 2 stories. Am I right?
Am I right? No, you're not.
You would think yes.
Well, you would think that I could take a village lot and put it on another village lot like a water village lot, but you can't do that. Or you take a water village lot, put a house on it, and move it over to a regular village lot because they're the same size lot, but you can't do that.
Yeah.
Or you can take a village size house and put it on a city size plot because it's a smaller plot, but you can't do that.
Yep. But since each basement is its own individual scene,
It's its own
the
instance.
coordinates are the different.
That's right.
Yeah, it's its own instance. Yeah. So no, they don't match. But yeah.
So they're talking about books. Yeah,
What?
Cowboy Bill, y'all, exactly. Blank sheet music should stack, blank paper should stack. Even the blank book should stack just the way they do when you buy them off the vendor. That's exactly my point.
It should be in a stack. It should not be individual items.
He wants to know, Shot Glass wants to know, does the import work? Is what I think he's getting at. Are there authors that write in the game? Yes, there are. Not being able to make it work. Yeah, it's not using import from RTF or doc format. Matter of fact, let me look at this here / data folder and custom books. And I don't have any custom books in this data folder because I must have moved them all. But custom books, I believe, are just in a .txt, just plain text format. Yeah. Thank you, Tina. Just a plain text format. And then you write the story and you import it that way. Also, once you write the book, it should be saved into your custom books folder. And then you can import it from there to new books, or you can just take them to a printing press and recopy them that way. Now, for those of you who don't know, your first, I think, 20 prints on a printing press are free. Is that
Something
correct?
like that.
Yes.
I have no idea.
So you should never have to buy books in game unless you're printing over 20 books at a time per month. And even then, I think you can use another printing press to bypass that.
Something like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's all we have. Not the regular printing press. Yeah, I guess it's, and that's not true. There's the Sword of Midras printing press, and then there's this other printing press. I've got them both back here behind the lot. I forget the name of the other one. It was another pledge reward.
The one from the Tracy Hickman game?
Is Sword of Midras printing press and the magical printing press, the regular magical printing press, not the regular printing press, but yeah, we got a magical printing press, and then you got one, the Sword of Midras printing press. Both different presses, but both do the same thing. And then the printing press you buy from the store does not do that. So I guess it's got to be one of the pledge reward printing presses. But I do believe anybody who uses it gets those free prints. If you want to test that out, you can come back to my lot and check it out. Yeah, absolutely. But oh my goodness, look what time it is, Jack. It's that time of the day.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun, right?
It is. So I got to get over here and open up some keys.
Oh. I gotta go find my keys.
Yeah, I didn't open those up today.
You didn't open up your giveaway today?
No, I didn't open up my key pages today.
Oh, yeah. So. I'm gonna be giving away a copy of Undead Horrors. Undead Horde. It's been Horde. Undead Horde, $17 on Steam.
Let's see, we've got a copy of Men of War.
Oh.
Men of War, $4.99 on Steam, going out to one lucky viewer today. And let's see who that's going to be as we close out today's giveaway. Pick ourselves a winner. And spawn for egg. Congratulations, you are the winner of a copy of Men of War out on Steam. So congratulations to you. And of course, that's Jack getting another work call. Hello? Anybody home? Hola. You're live on the air. But let's get Spawn for Egg. His game key, as I remind you, you're tuning in to Lunch with Laz and Jack right here on NBNN.info, twitch.tv/Genesis, twitch.tv/NBNN News, catching us in replays on YouTube, on Twitch, on WRFB, Radio Free Britannia. Don't care how you listen or how you watch, just as long as you join us and get your daily dose of Shroud of the Avatar news every day. Don't forget, what happened there? Oh, yeah, so I got to get over there. The Britannia Mining Company wants you to check out Black Rock Cove out in the Quell region near the town of Exeter. WRFB bringing you the latest news and information and music 24/7 around the clock, inside the game and outside the game on your in-game radios or at WRFB.rocks/SOTA if you want to just open up a media window without having to browse for it. Shroudmusic.com for ABC files, and of course, shroudmarketplace.com, the place to go buy or sell anything and everything Shroud of the Avatar related. 200 plus independently owned and operated shops. Can't be wrong. People making money on the daily. Is there your headgear to buy? Absolutely there is. We were just talking about that earlier, and the hats are now back in the store that we were talking about here. Let me get back over there real quick. Actually, we got multiple options for headgear. We got hats and we got masks. We got the regular face mask or the all-over neck mask if you want to get that for headgear. Yeah, otherwise just type in nbnn.info/swag into your web browser, and that'll bring you right to the store here. But as we were talking about earlier, I'm going to bring this over one more time. This is what the hat that Tina originally got looked like, and it was a terrible job, and they have now updated this. So Tina, you're going to get a refresher on it. This is what the new embroidery is going to look like. So this is what it's going to appear on your headgear if you order one of our hats with this logo embroidered on it. So big difference from this mess that Tina got on his originally. So thanks to the folks out there at Streamlabs. And of course, Tina, look forward to getting your updated hat with the nice new clean logo on it shortly. Yeah, well, I guess now that you're seeing it, I don't have to send you a copy of the email, but I was going to send you a copy of this so that you could actually see what they did and what they changed and what you're going to be getting. So, yes. So, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us. And we'll be back with more tomorrow right here on NBNN. Until then, I'm Laz. That's Jack on a phone call. And we are NBNN.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Clear.